So one of the things that can really help your sales organization get full visibility into interactions with customers is to have a nice centralized location for all customer interactions, whether it's information coming from email, phone call activities, appointments, things generated outside of the system, or more importantly, information that's generated through integration and other touch points. So we're now looking at what we consider to be the Microsoft Dynamics 365 Sales Hub account screen. And this is where we really start to get a 360-degree view of our customer and our customer's interaction. So just quickly looking around, we've got some basic account information on the left-hand side, their address and where they sit on a map. On the right-hand side, you can actually display news from Bing. You can actually have notifications and suggestions turned on to notify you of things. We have our primary account and their email. We can actually email them or place a phone call. We have the other contacts that we're working with within that organization. So all of the members that belong to this account. And then we have related sales opportunities and related service cases. So, what are the deals that we're currently chasing, and what are some of the issues that the customer has that we may be helping them from a support perspective. Now, in the middle is where we start to see the activity of the phone calls where they called us or we called them, some of the automated notifications that the system creates. And to create new activity, it's pretty simple. You just either can create a new calendar appointment that'll synchronize with Outlook, send an email from here that basically pushes it through your Outlook client. And you can also track phone calls and create tasks. So if I clicked on phone call, we're presented with our quick create form. I could just say, spoke with Carl as the actual meeting. And then my description is, maybe we scheduled a meeting for next week to discuss proposal. And I can just go ahead and save and close that. And what it's going to do is it's actually going to create an activity record for me real time in that timeline where you can see that I, as a user, placed a phone call to Carl and the notes that I created. So this gives us that clean view of that LinkedIn or Facebook style feed of all the activity that's going on with this particular customer. But we can take it even a step further. We can start to look at some of the sales history. So for example, maybe we're integrating this with ERP information. So I want to be able to say, bring in all the quotes and show me the quotes. What are the orders and the order statuses? Where are we with invoices? Are they late on payment? Do they owe us, money? And is that something that's going to affect the sales transaction that I'm working? So you can bring in sales information from other systems, whether it's integrated or visualized through some tools that are available. Some of the other components that are pretty popular and help sales reps out is this concept of being able to consolidate all of the documents that relate to this particular customer. So instead of going out to your S drive or your J drive and uploading all of that information that may be customer specific, we have the ability to kind of come here and see that, including, a shared OneNote where I can capture all of my meeting notes, any proposals, any write-ups, any Excel spreadsheets, any presentations that we're creating. And, I can upload new material to here, and I can also create new material from here. So the reality of it is this becomes a centralized location for, all your information about your customer, about the sales pursuits, the contacts that you're engaging with, the activity that may be associated with your customer, as well as, all of the documents that may reside there as well. Now, one of the other important things is, is this customer either part of a parent or child relationship? Right, and you can see that if they have a parent organization, it would be denoted here. But if I clicked on details, I can see all the necessary children accounts that may be associated with them. But if I wanted to visualize that, I can go ahead and click on View Hierarchy, and this is going to show me the hierarchy for this particular customer at the parent level and the children that belong to this particular customer. And then as well as the grandchildren that belong. So you can see that this particular account, which I attached to this, just Volkswagen, and see that there's multiple locations. So this gives me a nice clean view of all of the businesses that are associated with this top level parent account, and gives me an understanding of really where the business is and how the 17 million that exists up here is spread out between multiple organizations. Now, one of the other great things that you can do too from a sales perspective is if you're really trying to understand the organization, and understand, how we're tracking that information and, creating an organization chart to find out who reports to who. And we can see that Carl's my primary contact, but I've got a handful of employees that exist there. So I can go ahead and open up this organization chart and see, Carl at a top level and the employees that belong there. I can double click on Carl, and I can go ahead now and see the information as it relates to Carl, who he reports to or reports to him. If I'm also using LinkedIn Sales Navigator, I can open up his profile, or I can even send him a LinkedIn mail right from here, basically on that account record, looking at an organizational chart. So as a sales rep who's looking to plan out their pursuit for this particular customer, I can see all of the opportunities that we're working. I can see, a status of all of the orders that they've had with us in the past. I can see all of the necessary sales related documents. I can visualize, how the organization is set up from an organizational chart perspective. And then I can start to map out those highly important and unique parent-child relationships so I can make sure I'm penetrating the entire organization and selling effectively. So next, I want to go ahead and drill into an opportunity to start talking about what we're tracking from opportunity management perspective.